Exciting. Thank you for waking up with us. Maybe you're doing your morning routine. I know a lot of parents, make pancakes, do something special for their kiddos as they're getting ready for their first day sitting at the bus stop. Back to school.
And a hot one. My goodness, for all the students and teachers heading back today, John. It's heating up.
It is heating up. It's so weird to see those Champlin Park doors, Jen. I mean, it was like 20 years ago I was walking into those things. All right, well, good morning, everyone. Shout out to CPHS. 77 degrees, we're waking up. We'll be in the 80s, the bus stop forecast here. If you're going to be a late bus goer, it's already going to be in the 80s. Dress accordingly. 70s right now, upper 70s in the Twin Cities. 75 in Brainerd, 72 in St. Cloud. You got to get way up to the northwest for 60s, and that's because of the rain. Now, these rain showers are going to hold off at least for the first half of the day. The second half of the day is where it gets a little more on the dicey side, but we're going to be dry, like I said, at least through noon. Probably going to have to wait until 4, 5, 6 to get those thunderstorms in here, but it is going to be hot, it is going to be humid, and it is going to be partly sunny. So prepare for that. We'll track these thunderstorm threats out in your full forecast.
All right, thanks, John. Looking now at Bloomington, a beautiful sunrise. First of all, if you're heading out this morning, 494, 35W looking good. Traffic is starting to pick up, but we're not seeing issues on the road at this time. This morning, hundreds of thousands of students in Minnesota are waking up and getting ready for their first day of school.
So exciting. Now, some of them are actually going to start classes here in the next 90 minutes. So we have team coverage this morning. Cece is following a Harding High School teacher as she's getting ready for her first day back in the classroom. But first, let's get to Eva Anderson, who's live at Champlin Park High School, talking about something on a lot of parents' mind, Eva, and that's school safety.
That's right, Alicia. It's something we've been talking a lot about recently, the issue of SROs, or school resource officers. As many head back to school today, these are people that you won't see in a lot of school districts. Now, one exception is Champlin Park High School behind me. They will have SROs this upcoming school year. In fact, it's the only school in Minnesota's largest district that will still have them, and that's the Anoka-Hennepin district. Now, Brooklyn Park Police will still have SROs, but 12 police departments confirmed with KARE 11 that they are going to be pulling their officers out of schools this school year. They say a new law restricting the use of physical holds will prevent them from doing their job effectively. According to this new law, SROs would only be able to use force to prevent bodily harm or death, but they can't use force for things like property damage or trespassing. Many police officers say that's too limiting. Still, Brooklyn Park Police says they've made a choice to keep their officers in schools.
Our school resource officers have made the choice to go back to school to protect our children. It's the right thing to do. I still have significant concerns. My concerns are that these laws have limited our ability to intervene with students or trespassers or other individuals that come onto school property with low-level fences.
Brooklyn Park Police joins Bloomington, Minnetonka, Edina, and Faribault police departments in keeping their officers in schools. Guys, back to you.
All right, Eva, thank you. And joining us right now is Anoka-Hennepin School District's new superintendent, Corey McIntyre, to talk about this new law and what school safety could look like in the future.
Yeah, so thank you so much, first of all, for joining us, Mr. McIntyre. We just heard from Eva. Anoka-Hennepin, largest district in this state, has only one school resource officer, which is going to Champlin Park. How did you decide where that officer will be placed this year?
Well, good morning. And first, let me just say how excited we are to have our students back in school today and reconnecting with them and our families. We've been preparing diligently all summer, and we just can't wait to get started. Brooklyn Park serves the Hennepin County side of our district, so that is the one high school that they serve for us. So the remaining 5 law enforcement agencies help us out in the Anoka side of our school district.
So what else are you doing and the school district doing to, make students and parents feel safe in your schools? Because there's just that one officer, so the other schools might not feel that safe.
Yeah, I appreciate that question. Having 3 children of my own, 2 in high school, 1 in middle school, and our schools have a multifaceted approach to school security and safety, which we're constantly reviewing. That includes making sure we have a strong school culture and an inclusive climate, systems for student support, communication with their staff, physical security measures and practices. We do a ton of training and planning in addition to our partnerships with law enforcement. Even though they're not going to be in our schools directly, we're meeting with them on a regular basis, and we've been meeting over the past few weeks on what supports they can provide us as the school year starts while we work out hopefully a plan to get our officers back in the schools as soon as possible.
Yeah, and on that note, Mr. McIntyre, in a school which doesn't have a school resource officer, which other than Champlain Park is all of them, if something happens, say a fight, something escalates, is the burden now on teachers and staff to either A, intervene, or B, maybe call up Champlain Police or whoever and say, hey, we need help now, come in?
Yeah, we will, a little bit of all of that. So we will be having officers nearby and working on that plan as we enter into the school year. And a number of our staff do have training. We have crisis teams in every building. So we do have people who are trained to intervene properly while we wait for that support for law enforcement to come by and provide those kinds of things depending on what the incident requires.
But it is up to the people in the building, the teachers, the staff, to make that call of when they call in reinforcements from police.
Yep, that's true, and that's kind of always how it's always been. It's just that they won't be positioned right in the building. They'll be needing a little extra time to arrive to support the schools.
All right, Anoka Hennepin Superintendent Corey McIntyre, thank you so much for the time. Best of luck with the school year to your teachers, your staff, and all of your students today, and have some fun today on this first day of school.
It'll be a great day. Thank you very much.
Well, of course, all morning long, John has been warning us it's going to be hot today. St. Paul Public Schools says 57% of schools do not have air conditioning. The district is making plans for extra water breaks, and some teachers are moving classes to cooler spots in the building. Minneapolis Public Schools, meanwhile, say 13 of their schools do not have AC. Teachers are planning on turning off classroom lights, closing shades and blinds, and using fewer electronics to generate less heat in the classroom.
Starting this morning, students across Minnesota don't have to pay for breakfast or lunch. A new law in Minnesota is allowing for free school meals to all students who are enrolled in K through 12th grade as long as their school participates in the National School Lunch Program. There's no income threshold that they have to meet either. It's not just students waking up for their very first day.
Yeah, this morning we're following a Harding High School teacher as she gets ready for her first day. Cece just arrived at Molly Kennan's house. Cece, how's it going?
Oh, it's going so great. We're making friends. There's a cute little kitty here. Look at that. But yes, we are here with Miss Molly this morning. Thanks for being here.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, so tell us about your routine. I know you have your breakfast out, your laptop out.
Yeah, so generally in the mornings, I'm the first one up, and I spend morning alert time doing a lot of school prep usually, and make sure I plug in my laptop at night before I go to bed so that I'm ready to go, and usually make sure I've got my lunch and my breakfast and coffee, and then by the time I'm about to leave, I'm often waking up my own kid and kissing them goodbye, because I'm usually out the door right about the time that they're getting up. So yeah, it's an early morning, early getting ready, early out kind of lifestyle.
Fast routine. And as you're thinking about heading back into the classroom today, what are your thoughts about safety going back?
So, there's kind of two ways I think about safety. One of them is just my primary focus, which is that my space, the space that I welcome students into every day, feels very safe to them, safe in a really intrinsic way. My focus is on relationships from the get-go. And so that is like the safety through line that I can hold in my space all year, every year. And then additionally, as you know, safety concerns in the district and particularly at my school mean that we've had a presentation early in the year so that all of us, not early in the year, but last week during in-service week, so that we have a clearer understanding of SPPS's emergency management team and how all of that works, what kind of steps we should take should we ever have any concerns. There's a send a tip line that SPPS has that they encourage us to welcome students to use as well. And so for the last couple of years, I've had that at the very top of my Schoology webpage so that it's always really easy for kids to use that. And, it takes everyone. It takes our every single teacher, every single administrator, peers, students, the behavior intervention specialist team, it takes all of us really working as a team to make sure that we are keeping the school positive, safe, oriented toward learning, oriented toward community, and just trying to keep that energy going at all times, in class, in the hallways. That's what it takes. And it's a really, really big job. It's a huge job. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. We're going to be in the background. That is such great. It sounds like you're so prepared. We're going to be in the background. I know you said you have to get your child up and ready for school, but we're going to be following you. And then we're going to be back in about 15 minutes talking to you more about hopes and dreams for this year and just how you're preparing. So thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Such a
Bye,
cool
guys.
thing this
Yeah.
morning to see her get ready for school. We wish her all the luck, and we'll check back with you. Thanks, Cece.
Thank you, Cece. Well, the Heat